Hey everyone, John Lorden here with a special Brainscratch Searchlight update. Unfortunately, it's not the best of news. This is an update on a case I covered a while ago, back towards the end of 2016. We have an update on the boy pictured here, Jesse Wilson. So let's start with a post from Buckeye, Arizona Police Department on Facebook. In the early morning hours of July 18th, 2016, 10-year-old Jesse Wilson disappeared from his family home in the Sundance neighborhood of Buckeye. Jesse was a bright, energetic, and caring young man who was well liked by his friends and teachers. From the moment he disappeared through today, the Buckeye community has joined together in solidarity to help bring Jesse home by dedicating countless hours volunteering, searching, and praying. We in law enforcement have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of support for Jesse and are eternally grateful for the continued assistance. Approximately 2 weeks ago, on March 8, 2018, a Buckeye municipal employee discovered what appeared to be partial human skeletal remains in the area of State Route Highway 85 and Broadway Road. He immediately reported this finding to law enforcement. A subsequent search of the area by law enforcement uncovered additional remains. These remains were collected and submitted for forensic analysis in the hopes of establishing a positive identification. It is with great sadness that we are here today to announce that we have identified the remains as those of Jesse Wilson. Like so many of you across our community, we are devastated by this news. While this is not the outcome for which any of us had hoped, we want to stress that this is not the end of our investigation. The Buckeye Police Department, along with our state and federal partners, will continue to pursue this investigation until its conclusion. We believe this case will be resolved, as Jesse deserves nothing less. And I'm glad that they are committing themselves to pursuing the case further. It sounds like with the state of the remains that they discovered, it might be hard to determine a cause of death. And of course, that always hampers investigations like this. But if you don't recall, there was some pretty strange circumstances happening around this. And I do have a little bit of an update. I'll include the original Searchlight in the description box below, but I'm also going to go over some of it here again. Wilson's mother, Crystal, initially contacted the Buckeye Police Department's non-emergency line in the early morning hours of July 18th, saying her son had slipped out of their home. Similar incidents involving Jesse and his siblings were uncovered, including an incident in April 2016 when Buckeye police responded to the family's neighborhood after Jesse was found in a neighbor's yard. ABC 15 also discovered 2011 reports from Avondale police who were called to Crystal Wilson's home over allegations that her 5 children were being abused and underfed. Responding officers checked the children for injuries and determined they were fed and there was no evidence of abuse. Neighbors who lived near the Wilsons in Avondale told ABC 15 the children were often seen knocking on doors asking for food. At a Tuesday afternoon news conference, police said that they contacted Crystal after identifying Jesse's remains, and she is out of state at the moment. When asked about suspects in the case, police said they have not ruled anyone out and that they're considering it a homicide investigation. And Buckeye police say that they're still taking tips on this case. Of course, in the description box below, you will also find the contact information that they have here. So if you do have any further information to contribute to their investigation, please send it in. Initially my thoughts, I'm worried that this is some abuse type situation, even though we don't quite have evidence of abuse being found. It seems like there were kind of calls for help that was happening around this. Did he wander off on his own and wind up out there? I mean, I guess you can consider that a possibility, but the police are being pretty clear that right now they're considering it a homicide investigation. So it might be more likely that he was actually transported to that location. What happened to this young man? At this point, we don't know, but we have another case that is moving from Searchlight territory into full-blown Brainscratch territory. We will certainly keep our eyes and ears open for updates on this and keep you guys aware of anything that develops in this case. Once again, I have to thank you for caring about these cases as I do and my associate producer Christy do here on the channel. It's not always easy to reach these conclusions, and here it's like a stepping stone. We don't really have the conclusion yet, but we have a good, solid direction to go in. And I'm just hopeful that the police department has enough to work with, that they can really seek the truth here and see if justice needs to be served. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you back here tomorrow on the Lord and Arts channel.